Innocent City. Fort Johnson back at you, wide open Wednesday. Mr. Joe for that introduction. I'd like to tell you that was live, but it wasn't live, and we don't pay for it. That was Drew Brees, though, getting the Saints team fired up a few years back when he was a player. As I was saying, wide open Wednesday, where you're the show producer, I love it. I've still got a full show sheet ready to go like it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. But on wide open Wednesday, we go the extra mile. Maybe something we're not discussing enough or at all, or have a clear wrong angle on it, something you need to clarify, something you need to get out there. You're the show producer. You come up with the topics. What's important to you? Rouse's Markets phone lines to participate. The corporal at the controls this afternoon, 766-9480. 766-9480 on this wide open Wednesday. Little nippy out there, not bad now, kind of warmed up. But this morning, man, the wind was blowing. Now, don't ask me why, but I was on the levee by River Road and Causeway. And the wind on the levee was, coming off the Mississippi River, was pretty serious. A northern wind, so really not coming off the river. But the river, a big chute, a big receptor for the wind. So as we approach Causeway, the wind literally doubles in speed. Like the wind coming off the lake, the north wind, hitting, land. Just Causeway Boulevard is like a tube, like a funnel for that wind coming off the lake. And it was coming twice the wind gusts on Causeway at the river on the levee than an eighth of a mile on either side of Causeway, half the wind speed, but pretty windy to begin with. I would say like 8 to 10 knots just to begin with. But at Causeway and the levee, I guarantee you the wind was blowing in the teens. It was serious this morning and cold. COLD. Especially for around here, you get just, New Orleans and subtropics, we're not really used to it, but just that temperatures in the low to mid 40s, that wind blowing coupled with the humidity, it's just going to be like near freezing type feels like. Anyway, we'll get a few more days of that gimmick. Waking up in the 40s tomorrow morning, Friday morning. And then by Saturday and Sunday, it's sort of waking up in the 50s. So for the next few days, 40s and 50s, and then by Saturday and Sunday, 50s and 60s, maybe even getting into the 70s on Sunday. I like this weather. I got no problem with it. Get a little bit of rain, but mostly nice. Mostly nice. It is wide open Wednesday. The phone number is 766-9480 to participate. Remember that number, Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. We've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away, some trivia. You got answers? I got $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift cards. The Woodhouse Day Spa, guys, the answer to your problem. It's the 11th of December already. What is Christmas? 2 weeks away? 2 weeks from today, Christmas? Here, 2 weeks until Christmas. It's crunch time. Not quite the 2-minute warning, but we're getting there. What am I going to get her? Is she going to like it? You get her a day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa, the Woodhouse Day Spa. And yes, she's going to love it. It's what she wants. Problem solved, guys. I'm telling you. It can be your A gift, your primary gift, your B gift, like a secondary gift, whatever. depending on how much you want to spend, any denomination on that gift card. I recommend going to one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations because the lobby foyer area, chock full of goodies for her, like bath salts and moisturizers and candles, stuff they love. You get a little goodie bag with the tissue paper, the rope handles, the ribbons and bows, all that stuff we're terrible at. They just set you up at the Woodhouse. And then you get her that gift card, ideally a day of relaxation. Kaboom goes the dynamite. Holiday problem solved. It's what she wants, guys. Don't fight it. What am I going to get her? Is she going to like it? I'll get her a weed eater. Is she going to like it? No. WoodhouseSpas.com. You can book an appointment for her. WoodhouseSpas.com. Open 7 days a week. Or print your own gift card online. Any denomination. WoodhouseSpas.com. But I highly recommend going to one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spas. Canal Street at Carrollton. That's mid-city New Orleans. Convenient for a lot of folks. Canal Street at Carrollton. They're in Metairie near North Kenner, Transcontinental West Esplanade. They're in Mandeville, East Causeway Approach, right across from Mandeville City Hall. They're in Slidell, about 90 seconds off the Gauze I-10 exit. They're in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. WoodhouseSpas.com. Yeah, remember that phone number, 766-9480. That's how you'll participate in El Programo. The Plaza Tower, demolition. Blighted since Katrina, like almost 20 years that building has just sat there. Almost 20 years. With city council approval, the city will spend about $3 million, not to tear it down, $2.7 million to secure and assess the building. Interior, exterior, asbestos, demolition assessment, which the city has a contract for $24 million to demolish that site. $24 million bucks. I know the building has a lot of problems. One of the big problems besides age and limitations that come with that, you've got to work with what's there. I know there's a major problem with that cross shape, diamond shape, whatever you want to say, how the building's set up, elevators in the center of the building. I forget what like the average building, quote, public space, hallways, elevators, stairwells, lobbies, what the percentage of the average building is. I think it's somewhere like 12, 13, 14% of the building is that stuff. In this building, because of the way it's built, configured, it's in the high teens, like you're losing like a half dozen or more, 8, 10, 12 square feet of building space compared to a quote, regular redo. So it's got these problems, limitations. I'm in shock that something can't get done with this building. I'm in shock that the infrastructure in place doesn't have value to redo, and that building from scratch is a cheaper alternative. Maybe it is. I mean, I don't know. It must be, because that building sat there for 20 years. And people with deep pockets and even the financials. And that's been part of the problem. Weak markets for this type of stuff, things of that nature. But it hasn't always been that way for the last 20 years. Some of the years have been very good for that kind of stuff. So people with deep pockets have tried and failed, and nothing really has happened. And it's probably about 3, 4, 5 people have put a concerted effort. I mean, one group remediated the building. I don't think there's any asbestos in that building. I want to say that was like a $12 million remediation job. $12 million. They obviously were getting the green light. Hey, speaking of the green light, as New Orleans as it gets, a great time to go right now. Katie's in Mid-City. the quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant. Right now, a bunch of characters in there, New Orleans characters winding down their workday over there on Iberville, corner Telemachus. A mid-city mainstay, New Orleans specialties, old school. It's Katie's.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeVar by Causeway. Smoothie King. Thoughtful conversation, common sense. Corey Johnson.
With all due respect, Mr. Dennis, I had no idea you'd gotten experimental surgery to have your removed.
Live streaming at CoreyTalks.com.
What was that? Oh, I said with all due respect.
Open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson back at you. Thanks so much for joining us. Yeah, the Plaza Tower, the city, got to get city council approval first to spend almost $3 million to kind of secure and assess the building, like $3 million. And then they'll spend like $24 million to potentially demolish the building. One side of me is like, gosh, it's shocking this can't get done. And then another side of me is like, that's how it is. We're in a capitalistic society. And then I go back to, no, we're in dysfunctional New Orleans, you know, where the major Six Flags site has Troy Henry and Henry Consulting as the winning, you know, bid. And the runner-ups are Drew Brees and Demario Davis. It's just like, where's Flying J Truck Stop? Where's Bass Pro Shop Cabela's, you know? Where's Bucky's? Where's whatever? I mean, I'm a radio, television talk show, so I haven't done a lot of research into, you know, interstate commerce and what would be ideal at a major intersection of I-10 and I-510 and what's around that area that would help make that thing. Is it like a Bass Pro Shop Cabela's right on the doorstep to St. Bernard Parish and some of the best fishing in the world? Out there in the east, all the hunting and fishing? Is it sports fields, AAU sports complex, instead of, you know, mom and dad and Sally and Junior jumping in the SUV, the minivan, and going to Hoover, Alabama, or Austin, Texas, or even Baton Rouge and the Brecht facilities? Always going somewhere because New Orleans doesn't have those types of facilities that lures folks in around the region. And they'd much rather come here than in Indiana, in the middle of the Midwest field of dreams, that all in one place. My goodness. You better have kids playing sports on a full-time schedule if you're there. I mean, nothing else to do. New Orleans, you got so much to do. No, that's what New Orleans is all about. Instead of like just the Six Flags site, for instance, being marketed nationwide, like get a company to market it nationwide. You get Troy Henry and Bayou Phoenix, and it's been years. I'm not even dogging Troy Henry. I've had him on the program discussing the very topic that the dysfunction of New Orleans makes it possible for you to be the winning bidder, and he basically agreed to some extent. Now, beyond Troy Henry and Henry Consulting, because that's what he does. He does anything and everything. I will get the winning bid in. I will subcontract it out. I'll make a little bit off the top, and I'll try to make sure the service is done well. The runner-up is the more glaring thing. Drew Brees and Demario Davis. It's just mind-blowing. It's like no one but locals knew about the Six Flags site. So the Plaza Tower, it probably hasn't been marketed nationwide properly. It's just sort of a wink, wink secret. The Four Seasons Hotel. Reportedly, the Four Seasons guy, like the CEO, was in New Orleans, was coming out of Harrah's, saw the old building, liked the old building, and thought it would make a nice Four Seasons conversion. And that was before the building went out for bid and who wants to, you know, redevelop the building. And they come in and they have the winning bid. So like if he isn't visiting New Orleans, doesn't come out of, you know, then Harrah's, now Caesars Casino, and sees the building, maybe Four Seasons never gets interested in this idea. And by the way, the Four Seasons is there, and I'm glad it's there, but it's not thriving. It's not doing well. It's not something that, boy, the economy in New Orleans is just carrying this bad boy. It's making it. It's just sort of limping along. Lots of available condos at that Four Seasons building. Lots of available condos. Ready. Hey, Rouse's 766-9480. No, I wish I could tell you, Tower, any city USA isn't viable, it'd be torn down. But I think there's a lot of dysfunction of New Orleans, not marketed properly. I mean, Joe Yeager bought it to turn it into a hotel. No coronavirus crisis. And Joe Yeager might be alive today. Might have been distracted when he pulled out of his driveway. So much on his plate, positive and negative. He was rolling along. I mean, that's where life where in life change is the only consistent thing. Change. It might be small incremental change. It might be huge change. But Joe Yeager is rolling along, has like 21 hotels in New Orleans and in the French Quarter. Tourist city, convention city, they are on cruise control. He can borrow money. He can do whatever he wants. He's got a lot of cash flow, month in, month out. Then coronavirus crisis hits and literally cripples that industry. No tourists, no conventions, no one at the hotels. And you got to ride that out for like 2 years. And he had just redone the Jung on Canal Street. Corey Johnson with you on a Wednesday. No, he'd probably have that thing going by now. Or not going, but at least in that direction, maybe, if there was no coronavirus crisis. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. The city might spend nearly $3 million to secure and assess the building and then spend $24 million more to demolish it. Officially in Helena Moreno versus unofficially in Oliver Thomas, next mayor of New Orleans. Those are the two clear candidates. Those are the two front runners. Unless something dramatic changes, that's how it's going to be. Helena Moreno officially in. We need a new direction. Helena Moreno versus Oliver Thomas. And maybe some other candidates slipping in there. Royce Duplessis. Hunter, the judge. One thing seems pretty certain. I don't think there's going to be a Republican, or at least a Republican that pulls any amount of votes in a substantial fashion in this race. Oliver Thomas would love a white Republican in this race. Oliver Thomas would love that. Pull off some of the votes from Helena Moreno. That's what this race, I guess, is going to boil down to. How much white vote Oliver Thomas can get and how much black vote Helena Moreno can get. The city's basically broken down 60% black, like 35% white, and then a 5% or so other Latino, Vietnamese. Helena Moreno officially in, running for mayor, city of New Orleans, versus unofficially in Oliver Thomas. He's expected to announce within the next few weeks. We had him on the program maybe a month ago. I think he said early January. So maybe like 3-4 weeks from now. 3 or 4 weeks from now. It's 3 weeks until New Year's Day. 3 weeks. 2 weeks until Christmas. So yeah, 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks. Oliver Thomas might make it official. Maybe sooner. Maybe before the new year. Was he waiting on Helena Moreno to get in the race first and then make a splash second? Or he thought he would announce and be the first candidate? Or is Helena Moreno getting in going to change what he was planning on doing? I think most folks know I'm like a fan of watchdogs. I love these investigative media types like David Hammer or Travers Mackle, Lee Zurich. You got to love these guys and girls. Cassie Sherm, the investigative media types in the city that crack open, illegalities, criminal behavior with politicians, city contractors, and the like. So I love these watchdog types in the media. I love the watchdog types in, pseudo government like Raphael Goyeneche, the Metropolitan Crime Commission. That's a nonprofit. They're not part of any government. The OIG is part of New Orleans city government indirectly. It's a city entity, but at the same time, not politically connected or hooked to government. Has an autonomous money source, part of the set budget of the city. The council or the mayor can't affect the budget of the Office of Inspector General. I'm a big fan of quality Office of Inspector General, like in New Orleans, and having someone, a pit bull, at the controls. And New Orleans, having the office set up right post-Katrina by Bob Sarasoli, like a fluke, a low percentage, a miracle, whatever. It happened, and it's set up right. And then having a pit bull right now like Ed Michel as OIG, it's a great thing, especially for politically corrupt, full of nonsense, political BS New Orleans, dysfunctional New Orleans. There's a war in Jefferson Parish. Perfectly set up office, far from it, not set up like the New Orleans office. Now the council wants to kind of spay or neuter that OIG of Jefferson Parish office. That's just not right. Corey Johnson with you. More on that and other things.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
In USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers. Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King. Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Not a politician or part of a political machine. Corey Johnson.
I propose that I use what's left of the town treasury to move to a more prosperous town and run for mayor.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. I think today, Corporal, is our last day of connecting the streets. Connecting the streets. We've done pretty well. We've got 3 of 7. What the hell is Corey talking about? All right. 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse Day Spa is what Corey's talking about. I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates just in time for the holiday season. Christmas is 2 weeks out. You heard me right, 2 weeks. There are 7 streets in the French Quarter that run in between Rampart and the river. Paralleling Rampart, paralleling the Mississippi River. 7 streets running through the quarter. Burgundy, Dauphine, Bourbon, Royal, Charters, Decatur, North Peters. When they cross over Canal Street and go into the CBD, the streets' names change. Of the 7, we've already got 3 winners. We've already given out 3 $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates in the last day or 2. Charters, when it crosses Canal Street, becomes Camp. Royal, when Royal Street crosses Canal Street, it becomes St. Charles Avenue. When Dauphine crosses Canal Street, it becomes Baronne in the CBD. We still have Burgundy out there, Bourbon, Decatur, and North Peters. When Burgundy crosses Canal Street, when Bourbon crosses Canal Street, when Decatur crosses Canal Street, when North Peters crosses Canal Street. Pick any of those 4 remaining streets. When they cross Canal Street, what's the name of the street they turn into in the CBD? The new name. Give me the answer to that. I've got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse Day Spa. 4 streets remaining. That means 4 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates. Pick your poison. Either Burgundy, Dauphine, Decatur, or North Peters. And no Google Maps or DuckDuckGo, Bing, search engines. No intranet device, period. You either know the answer or you don't. Had one winner. She worked in the hospitality industry for 25 years in the quarter. So she knows the ins and outs, where she parks, what street so-and-so turns into on the other side of Canal. So she knows where she is, all that. Experience, not the intranet device. Another guy, 25 years since 2000, living in the quarter, lives in the French Quarter. So he was saying, just giving directions to people. You got to know what those streets turn into. So those 2 are ready to rattle off all 7. They knew all of them. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Cool your jets. Put on your brakes. Rudders up. Trying to just get the, one of the 7. So we can give 7 gift cards out. So we'll have 7 winners this holiday season. Rouse's Markets phone lines to participate, 766-9480. You can't win if you don't play. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines to dial us up, 766-9480. North Peters crosses Canal Street and becomes what street? Decatur, name change on the other side of Canal to what? Bourbon. Burgundy. You got answers? I got 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse. Yeah, you right. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program, 766-9480. Mark Romig from New Orleans and Company will join us in the 5 o'clock power hour. A lot going on in the city over the next few weeks. A lot going on in the city over the next few weeks. Are you kidding me? First off, it's holiday season. So celebration in the Oaks, Lafayette Park with Al Copeland's old lights, all that stuff going on. It's Christmas. It's New Year's. We have a lot of people that come into New Orleans for Christmas, and we are a New Year's celebration city as well. So we get a lot of that. But then you have Sugar Bowl, and you've got, in January, a huge automotive show, like 25,000 dealerships, not people, 25,000 dealerships involved. Each of them bring a handful of folks. You can do the math, hundreds of thousands of folks, huge economic impact. Got a Super Bowl, got Mardi Gras, French Quarter Fest, Jazz Fest, so much stuff going on. Did I mention Super Bowl, Mardi Gras, French Quarter Fest, Jazz Fest? There's a few $1 billion in economic impact right there, all in the next 120, 150 days. Mark Romig, 5 o'clock power hour from New Orleans and Company. Let's head to the phone lines. The Rouse's Markets phone lines. Roy joins us in New Orleans. What up, Roy? What's that? William joins us in New Orleans. William, how are you? William, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. How's it going, man?
Good. And yourself?
Going well. No complaints. Nice weather.
Oh, yep. Yeah, I'd like to answer one of the questions.
Sure. You got a French Quarter Street, and you know what street it turns into when it goes into the CBD? Just one. I
think so. Let me try. Yeah, let me try Bourbon.
And you didn't use Google Maps or anything, huh?
No, every year I sit out there for Mardi Gras.
Oh, I got you. All right, William in New Orleans. What does Bourbon turn into on the other side of Canal?
If I'm not mistaken, it turns into Carondelet.
You are correct.
Yeah, you're right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Nice going, William. I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're in New Orleans. You're probably like me. Canal Street at Carrollton would be closest. Or maybe she'll want to go to Metri over there, Transcontinental, West Esplanade, whatever, wherever. Got you covered. Who's getting that gift card, William?
I'm going to have to figure out which one of my girlfriends I'm going to give it to.
Which one? Nice. William, the juggler. The juggler. Listen, laughing. Corporal, you know he's got multiple girlfriends. You heard the laugh. It wasn't like some dude lying like, yeah, I got multiple girlfriends. He's just trying to make himself like bigger than he is. He's giggling. He's got multiple girlfriends. Can tell the truth's coming out.
I shouldn't have said that.
The old juggler, William. How many, William? 2 or 3?
I got 3.
Cheese and Pete's. I mean, what do you do? Weekday for one, weekend for another?
Pretty much.
And do their jobs line up where that works out? Like, one's a nurse, she works weekends, so I can go out with Brenda on weekends. And then Brenda during the week, she's working when, Sally.
Yeah, something like that. But they don't all live in New Orleans, so it works out.
Okay, gotcha. That's got to be huge. Now, do they know of the others, or are you, I don't want to say lying, more kind of like I think the Old Testament has a verse, something about only the fool gives out all the information. Essentially, is like
actually 2 know about each other.
Wow,
and I guess they're kind of cool with it. They just ignore it.
Wow. Life's lessons from William. We should all be paying attention, gentlemen.
That's kind of bad. Don't follow my lead.
No, I'm making a joke. We always, we think it's great, but boy, yeah, I think 90% of people are not built for that.
Yeah, it's kind of rough at times.
Yeah, I bet. Exactly.
Yeah. But it could be fun as well.
Well, I'm trying to keep it clean, William. I was trying to keep it a good family-oriented show.
My bad. I apologize.
Yeah, that's all right, man. Believe me, I'm struggling. I'm ready to go in the direction you're about to, what you were saying.
Nowadays, I mean, it seems like it's okay.
Yep.
There's a shortage of men.
Yeah, I guess so. Is that what it is?
That's what I would say it is.
I remember my buddies that lived in Atlanta, it would be a bunch of like 5 dudes with like 9 women on a 1 to 10 scale, like kind of chunky, dopey dudes and pretty hot looking women.
Yeah.
And my buddy's like 3 to 1 women to men, 3 to 1
really
women
is.
to men. I'm like, what? And I like looked it up and it's true. Like that 25 to 45 demographic, it's like 3 to 1 women to men in Atlanta, Georgia.
You know why?
I guess just job opportunity and the like, and the women flock from the South there, and the men go all around the country.
Okay, I'll leave it at that.
All right. Is that more trying to keep it family clean?
Yeah,
We're going to put you on hold, William, before it goes down that road.
You have to be politically correct.
I like that.
So.
Be politically correct. Hang on. That's William in New Orleans. We're going to get him to pick up $50 big in a second, get some info from you. Joe in Metairie joins us. What up, Joe?
Hey, man, I'm on my way home.
Oh, all right.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah, I hear you. What's on your mind?
Well, North Peters.
Yep.
Turns in, I believe, to South Peters.
North Peters turns into South Peters is incorrect.
Yeah, you wrong.
But I like your thinking, Joe, and I like that you're headed home from work. The work day is over. So to make it even a better afternoon, I'm going to tighten you up with $50 big at the Woodhouse.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yep, hang on. Don't go anywhere. Coming right back. New Orleans.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria. Garden West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Same old glasses that everyone else is wearing. Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxford by Causeway. Smoothie King.
House Day Spa with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. Harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Market is hiring with 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river. Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters.
And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
Let Audubon Gutter install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutter's 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get that gutter and get on the phone. Get Audubon.
Outdoor dining. Under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. The city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select Paint and Primer in One offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Prepared with experience, depth, knowledge, and a history in the game. Corey Johnson.
Years later, a doctor will tell me that I have an IQ of 48.
I am the smartest man alive!
Years later, a doctor will tell me I have an IQ of 48. Nice. It is a wide open Wednesday. Thanks so much for joining us, checking us out on the radio or maybe television. Or maybe our YouTube channel, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Come grow with us. That we're considering that as our new motto, Corp. What do you think about that? Come grow with us. And I have to say, that face.
If you got to start hanging like potted plants around and make that vibe.
Come grow with us. Oh, anyway, you can click to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson, and come grow with us. And it doesn't cost anything to click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do it. Do it. Hey, the Rouse's Markets phone lines to participate, 766-9480. Joe in Metairie, I thought he was going to have a winner there with the North Peters, South Peters. Good thinking, but incorrect. North Peters turns into which street in the CBD? Like Charters turns into Camp on the other side of Camp. Bourbon, Carondelet. Dauphine, Baronne. What does Burgundy turn into? Or Decatur? Or North Peters? We're down to 3. 4 of 7 answered. Picking up some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. We head to the best bank of New Orleans, Marrera. We're going to Marrera. David joins us on the program in Marrera. What up, David?
Hey, Corey, how you doing? I don't know the answer to any of them questions, but I just wanted to enlighten you about Mayor Cantrell. You know, she's going all these kilometers and all, and I finally found out what she's doing. When she goes over there and they ask her what is she doing in New Orleans about the flood and the climate control, she says you got to have neutral grounds, and you park on a neutral ground, it takes care of all your problems. Now, if in a place you don't have no neutral grounds, we got a guy by the name of Troy Henry. He's a contractor, and he'll come build your neutral grounds for you, and I'll give him great ratings and reviews. How we do it in New Orleans.
Well, I'll tell you, all kidding aside, David, that is how we do it in New Orleans, which is crazy. We have no financial investment, no houses, businesses, cars, nothing on the neutral ground. We don't even have any kind of, most of them, don't have benches or jogging or walking paths or water features. So people don't even utilize the neutral ground. Yet when it rains, to go to the high part of the city allows you to park on the neutral ground. I mean, it just seems insane. Like the neutral ground should be the low-lying part of the city, and the streets and the homes and the businesses where the cars are located, the high ground. But the area we have no financial investment, that's where they allow you to park when floodwaters come in. Just backwards, you know what.
No, and how you like over there by Jazz Land with Troy Henry? He's got them tearing down the goddamn thing. Excuse me, and they don't even have a permit. They don't have no insurance, no permit to do it. The time this is a multi-million-dollar deal.
I think
contractor they hire don't have a permit.
Well, that contractor didn't have a permit. I think they subbed it out to another one that does have the proper permitting to figure out the demolition in the city. And Bayou Phoenix obviously figured out a way to split the scrap metal, what they can get for that. Unbelievable.
You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up.
No, you can't. Hey, David and Marrero, happy holidays. Thank you.
Same to you, Corey. Thank you, man.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
for the call. That's David and Marrero. Let's head from Marrero to Lakeview. Randy, what's going on in the lakefront area?
Same old stuff, Corey.
Yep. That's my mom's neighborhood.
Yep.
She's right near there, not too far. My sister's over there. I like that area. Harrison Avenue is really nice.
Sure is.
It's like its own little town.
It is.
Anyway.
I'll take North Peters, I guess. I know North Peters in Decatur, but
all right, yeah, go with North Peters with confidence. North Peters turns into what? South Peters?
Well, it splits right there, but Chapatoulas, I think, is what you're looking for.
Chapatoulas is what I'm looking for. You are correct.
Yeah, you're right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Nice work. Good job.
Thank you.
Yep. How do you know that, Randy? Why with confidence?
I used to drive up that way years ago. I worked up in the warehouse district and
crossing over all the time. Parking, all that kind of stuff, having to remember what streets turn into what street. I got you. Hey, Randy, will you hang on a second?
Yes, sir.
All right, don't go anywhere. The corporal's going to get some info from you, Randolph. Tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate just in time for the holiday season. Yeah, you right. The French bread of New Orleans for nearly 130 years and stronger than ever. Leidenheimer French bread from Leidenheimer Baking Company. Yeah, the French bread of New Orleans, the Po' Boy French bread of New Orleans since 1896. All that Leidenheimer French, all of it is baked right here at a single bakery in New Orleans proper. They don't sub it out to other bakeries. The machine broke, get someone else to do it. It's always baked locally right here in New Orleans like they've been doing for over 125 years. And now Leidenheimer French bread, New Orleans owned Leidenheimer. It's so good, it's enjoyed in over 30 other states. They bag it and box it in New Orleans and ship it out to over 30 states. Yeah, a lot of America, knowing what New Orleans is known for our entire lives. Leidenheimer French bread, good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer Baking Company. That's Blue Boy saying stick around. The 5 o'clock power hour is next.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
The Woodhouse Day Spa with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For game-changing innovation, global company now hiring in production, warehouse, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latram.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INS8.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSAgency.com.
Keeps you cool.
TM-AC.com. Your cool spot.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. Then we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating.
Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees on Jefferson Highway across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King. Hey, New Orleans, if you've ever wanted to experience life on St. Charles Avenue, now is your chance. The Grand Victorian, the ultimate bed and breakfast in the Garden District on the streetcar line. Built in 1893, this magnificent house will make your special weekend getaway special. To find out more, go to gvbb.com. That's bbb.com. The Grand Victorian, where the locals go to get away.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand up from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Japan and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, unique as you.
Ford F-150, number one seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks? Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became we're good, and we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread. Yes. Wide Open Wednesday, 5 o'clock power hour is upon us. Corey Johnson with you. We got a lot coming your way, including a few more $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. But first, Mr. Drew Brees from La Jolla, outside San Diego. Take it away, number 9. Yes. Thank you for that intro, Drew. From the compound in La Jolla. La Jolla is a lot like Kenner. It's a lot like Kenner. Corey Johnson back at you on a wide open Wednesday. I went to La Jolla. It's not like Kenner at all. There's nothing like Kenner and La Jolla. I don't understand the similarities. It is a wide open Wednesday. Thanks so much for joining us. Wide open Wednesday, simple. You're the show producer. It's wide open. Whatever you like to discuss. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open, 766-9480. The 5 o'clock powwow on this wide open Wednesday brought to you by Helm Paint and Decorating. 7 locations in Metro New Orleans, East Bank, West Bank, North Shore. 4 Metro Baton Rouge locations. I don't know, unless you've been living under a rock up there in the capital city. Helm's been in operation there for over a year now with 4 locations, with Benjamin Moore Paint, with free 2-hour delivery, heading over to West Baton Rouge like Port Allen and Bruley, and going east beyond Prairieville all the way to Gonzales. Free 2-hour delivery in Gonzales. Helm Paint and Decorating. Yeah, when you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, when you got to paint in Metro Baton Rouge, do it once, do it right. You go to Helm. Capital City's figuring it out. Paint is all they do. You don't get washers and dryers or tires or food at Helm. Just paint. And boy, with this weather we're having, indoor, outdoor paint project, Helm Paint and Decorating in New Orleans, in Baton Rouge. 5 o'clock power hour brought to you by Helm Paint and Decorating. The Plaza Tower, demolition? Maybe. Blighted since Katrina. Is that just sinful? I mean, Six Flags site, Plaza Tower, 20 years. Like, children are born, they go through high school into college, and the building's just sitting there. But, you know, this is also a city where for 60 plus years, Lincoln Beach has sat idle for 60 plus, 6+ decades, 60 plus years, just this natural beach on the lake with good water, with nice water, just shut down, closed. Pontchartrain Beach has been closed for over 40 years. Same thing like Lincoln Beach, nice beach, nice water, for over 40 years, closed, not open to the public. West End Park, over 20. Just mind-blowing. All these assets, things other cities build from scratch, man-made, dig a hole, bring in sand, make a lake and a beach. They'd cut off their arm to have this natural asset like Lincoln Beach, Pontchartrain Beach, West End Park. And we neglect these assets. It's crazy. Six Flags site, 20 years just sitting there, an eyesore. Plaza Tower, same thing. It's now in the city council's hands. The city council has to approve it, but the city will spend $2.7 million to secure and assess the building. Interior, exterior, asbestos, demolition assessments, all that. And then the city has a contract, I believe it's for $24 million. If and when they choose to demolish the building, $24 million. Now, I said it last hour. It's just, how has this building not been redeveloped over the last 20 years? And one side of me is like, man, it's capitalism. If it could work, it could work. The building has a lot of limitations. It's old. It's got inherent limitations because of age. Some say the shape of the building with the elevators in the center of the building, it's like a cross-shaped building. There's a lot of wasted common space, public space, like lobby area, hallways, elevators, stairwells, a larger percentage than most buildings. So that's lost revenue there. Got to increase the square footage price, yet it's not a new modern building. So a lot of that makes sense, and you can just that's what it is. But also you're like, it's in dysfunctional New Orleans. It just, the building keeps changing locally. People want to develop it. I mean, did national folks know about it? Are there other folks that do this type of work nationally in other cities that maybe need to know about it? Because going back to the Six Flags site, if you remember, the winning bid, and this is like 3 or 4 years ago, Troy Henry Consulting's Bayou Phoenix, they're the winning bid. Just a local company. Like, why wasn't Flying J Truck Stops involved, or Bass Pro Shop Cabela's, or Buc-ee's, or whatever else goes on the interstate? I mean, this is on I-10 and I-510, two interstate, crossing each other, a major intersection on the outskirts of New Orleans. There's value there. It's a North American city, but it wasn't marketed nationally. And what's even worse, I mean, Troy Henry does this for a living. He does anything. He'll get a contract for anything, sub it out, bring in other people, and skim a little off the top, and that's how he makes his money. Legitimately, but it's a lot of I'm not in that business, but I'm in it now. So he wins it. The runner-ups are even more glaring. It was Drew Brees, former Saints quarterback, and Demario Davis, the middle linebacker for the Saints today. They had the running up bid. They were the runner-ups. They came in second place. So obviously this wasn't marketed anywhere but locally. You just totally narrowed, funneled it down to a limited pool instead of hiring some outside company that has a reputation of getting things like this on the map, going nationwide, even internationally, and seeing who wants to come in and take that spot, which I think is a fairly coveted spot. I-10 at I-510 on the outskirts of New Orleans. So no, that the Six Flags, the way that was done, why would anyone think the Plaza Tower was done any differently? Now, the Six Flags is a City of New Orleans owned site. The Plaza Tower has always been privately owned. And maybe the times where it looked like there was some momentum, maybe it was more of a national crew coming in. But then recession or coronavirus crisis or interest rates or whatever bogged down the process. Now that's one of the biggest bummers. Like, we don't know any better, so we don't really think about it. But the recession like of 06, 07 crushed New Orleans post-Katrina, and we don't even know it. We were so overwhelmed with insurance and FEMA money, billions of dollars. And that was all for the existing population to rebuild and get back to, quote, normal. But we had billions of dollars of outside investment planned for the city. Billions. There were at least a dozen high-rise condo towers planned for the city. Like a dozen, at least a dozen. All over Metro New Orleans. In the CBD, about a half dozen. On in Slidell, on the lakefront, a couple of towers. That Ochsner property, like Causeway by Jefferson Highway, had a couple of condo towers. Literally all over the place. Condo towers all over Metro New Orleans. Like a dozen. And because the private financing all dried up, none of it happened. It all went away. It went bye-bye. Crazy. No, we don't know what we missed with that recession of 06, 07. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Helena Moreno officially in, running for mayor of New Orleans versus unofficially in Oliver Thomas. There's a war going on with the city council, or the Jefferson Parish Council, and the Jefferson Office of Inspector General. And it's not good for the citizens. The citizens are the losers. Wide open Wednesday. Every day this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and Lamarck Crescent City Ford. Lamarck Crescent City Ford. If you need a commercial van, SUV, truck, Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. Corey Johnson with you. Coming right back.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. For any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches, Americell 300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning with 2 walk-up locations in Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 airy locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Here at the NOLA we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig, Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to right. It's all about more, and it's called more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City. You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson.
Women are often throwing clothing items at me saying you're the possessor. Cool factor. I have to fight off the ladies.
90 minutes of fun every weekday afternoon on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333 from 4 p.m. to 5:30.
That does happen often. It's weird. People come up after like, dude, are you a rock star? Are you like an actor? Are you a politician? What's up, man? And I'm like, no, I just host the Neutral Ground program. And then more women hear it and they start attacking me again. It's crazy. It's just what you have to deal with when you host the Neutral Ground program here in New Orleans. Lots of scantily dressed ladies. That would be William, huh? In New Orleans earlier today, Corporal. Geez and Pete's. Who's getting that $50 Woodhouse Taste Spot gift certificate, William? One of my girlfriends.
Haven't decided which one.
Exactly. He's like, and you're juggling 2 or 3. 3. It's unbelievable.
Hats off to him.
Yeah, I guess, man. But you heard him. He's like, yeah, not all cut out, not what it seems cut out to be. And then he's like, but it's good. Like he started thinking about the good times. It's just another side of the fence. I don't know if it's greener.
I'm happily married to one person, and that's a full-time job.
It's too hard. Dude, I am feast or famine, though I can relate to William. My deal goes like not dating anyone to all of a sudden dating like 3 girls at once. But, not like deep into it, obviously. Like William's got 3 girlfriends. And then, I narrow down the 3 to 1 because I can't do the William thing. And, I'm single, so it has not worked out. But the great thing is, Corporal, you keep trying. Why would you do anything else? Male, heterosexual, living in New Orleans, of course. Chase the ladies. You know what my motto is if I were running for mayor, huh? Helena Moreno is running for mayor. It's we need a new direction. Mine would be Corey Johnson, mayor. It's my civic duty to get the booty. That would be my mayor's. Helena Moreno, we need a new direction. Corey Johnson, civic duty to get the booty. That is terrible. Like terrible, like bad joke or just bad taste?
Bad taste. It was funny, but it was in bad taste.
It is. It's just in bad taste. I think the joke's pretty good. That'd be a great political. Vote Corey Johnson, number 74. It's my civic duty to get the booty.
Now I just want to hear it on the news.
Exactly. And I want to get the voice guy to cut it. Corey Johnson, number 74. It's his civic duty to get the booty. Vote Corey Johnson, number 74. Or you could just have a crazy one. It's my civic duty to get the booty. Corey Johnson, number 74. Vote Saturday. It is Wide Open Wednesday. Thanks so much for joining us. Helena Moreno is running for mayor, and we need a new direction is her real motto. Anyway, it's officially Helena Moreno versus unofficially Oliver Thomas. He actually had a tweet today, on X, whatever it is, and was like, congratulations to my colleague, Helena Moreno, running for mayor. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to go with citizens of New Orleans, family, God, all that kind of stuff. But Oliver Thomas looks like he is a go for making that announcement end of this early January. Within the next 3 or 4 weeks, expect Oliver Thomas to jump in that race. Now, New Orleans is about 6% black, 35% white, and 5 to 7% other, like Asian, Vietnamese, Latino, Honduran, a lot of Honduran folks. Helena Moreno, it's how many black votes can she get? And she'll get black votes. She'll get some black votes. And for Oliver Thomas, it's how many white votes can Oliver Thomas get? That's the key for Helena Moreno. She has to get a decent percentage of black votes. I think also something that's going to work for Helena Moreno, that what she needs to work for her would be large voter turnout. Large voter turnout. One thing's for certain, Helena Moreno is a pure Democrat, a liberal. So is Oliver Thomas. Pretty liberal, pretty progressive. Helena Moreno's smart, very commonsensical. She is not dumb. She's not mentally limited in the least bit. Helena Moreno is smart. And I think Helena Moreno has ethics and morals and integrity. I don't think Helena Moreno lacks those things. Another thing about Helena Moreno, she's not in it to set up herself or friends or family, because Helena Moreno does pretty well right now. Helena Moreno and her husband are financially successful. So ethics, morals, integrity, not in it to set up herself or friends or family. I mean, it sucks. You got to like call the things that should be normal that you expect out of a candidate, like you're getting a gold star or a pat on the back for being normal. But in these parts, New Orleans and Louisiana, those things are important. I'm all into America and second chances. Oliver Thomas made a mistake. I've had him on this program before. I've talked to him about it. Was it $10,000, $15,000 Barre to help sway favor so Barre could keep the French Quarter parking lot contracts, making a lot of money. Those are lucrative. That's how New Orleans is. It's Pampy Barre, not someone that knows anything about parking lots, but someone politically connected that gets that gig. Now, I had Oliver Thomas on the program. I said, Oliver, if I had a son and he was 14, 15, I busted him breaking into the liquor cabinet with his friends or a refrigerator, whatever. I would tell him, if he's like, Dad, it was the first time. I'd be like, son, I want to believe you. But as an adult, I have to not believe you. Or even if I believe you, I have to punish you as if you're not telling the truth. Have to punish you like this is the 10th time and I finally busted you. Didn't just happen to catch you the first time around. So I told Oliver it would be, he said this is the only thing he's ever taken of value ever as a politician. And I told him on the show live, I was like, that's hard for me to believe. I think that's going to be hard for people to believe. They want to believe it. I think that people like you. But it'd be like the son saying, this is the first time breaking in the liquor cabinet. So I think there's going to be a little bit of that for Oliver Thomas to overcome. But I don't know. I don't see Helena Moreno going to war with Oliver Thomas in a hostile way and attacking Oliver Thomas with that baggage unless Oliver Thomas goes after Helena Moreno in some kind of vicious way. I just don't see Helena Moreno embracing that. Anyway, that looks like the mayor's race, Helena Moreno versus Oliver Thomas. It's looked like the mayor's race for about the last year. It's halfway official. Helena Moreno's in. Unofficially, Oliver Thomas is in. Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program. Hey, coming up on Friday, and like every Friday, Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. will join us. That's always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant. They're in Elmwood, about 1,400 employees strong, and they want dozens and dozens and dozens more. If you go to their website, latrim.com, they have a full listing of positions available out in Elmwood. Hey, you North Shore folks, Latrim has a facility off I-12 on the north. For a full listing of I-12 Latrim facility listings, go to latrim.com. Latrim spelled Laitram, latrim.com. The new year is 3 weeks away. 3 weeks and a day. It'll be 2025. In 3 weeks, a new job, a new career at Latrim could be a game changer for you. Hey, television audience, you folks watching on Cox Channel 4, Spectrum Channel 333, all over New Orleans and beyond, Baton Rouge, Lafayette. We'll see you tomorrow. You can always keep watching on the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson, our YouTube channel. I think our Twitter is Corey Johnson. Check out the program live. Our website, CoreyTalks.com. Lots of ways to check out the program. Radio, television, YouTube. CoreyTalks.com has all of it. CoreyTalks.com. I'm a big fan of watchdogs in our politically corrupt city, our dysfunctional city and state. New Orleans, Louisiana, it's disappointing. We are a rich state and a rich city. Run poorly. We're not a poor state or poor city. We are rich, run poorly. And it's been that way for about 40 straight years now. And when things were going pretty good, it was because of oil and gas more than politics. So watchdogs like Rafael Goyeneche with the, Metropolitan Crime Commission, Ed Michel with the Office of Inspector General. I like these folks. I like these media types like David Hammer from Channel 4, Travers Mackle from Channel 6, of course, Lee Zurich at Fox 8, these investigative reporter types, these watchdogs looking out for us. I mean, who's against that? Folks that are in cahoots with the politicians that are doing crooked stuff or the city contractors doing crooked stuff. People that are deviants that want to protect the deviants, but regular, tax-paying citizens like you and me that we're paycheck to paycheck. We earn our money. There's no free money. No, we want to make sure our tax dollars are being spent right. We don't want to see criminals getting away with it. This Edwin Edwards, John Alario, Bill Jefferson type mentality. Don't want to live vicariously through those immoral jokers. So the Office of Inspector General is huge. This CPA type that overlooks public money, how it's being spent, and then makes it more efficient at the least, at the worst, reports criminal behavior to the FBI, Eastern District of Louisiana, the U.S. Attorney's Office, the feds. There's a war going on with the Jefferson Parish Council and the Jefferson Parish Office of Inspector General. It's already not a properly set up office. It doesn't have the autonomy, the strength, the investigative, possibilities that the New Orleans office has. None of it. It doesn't have those things. So it already is limited. Now the council wants to kind of spay or neuter it. And Kim Chatelain, at least for the next 5 weeks, agreed to not speak to the media. And the Jefferson Parish Council is like, they don't want any media conversation at all, which is kind of mind-blowing to me. Kim Chatelain, media, appear before the media, release public letters or statements not connected to program every Wednesday, every week, 52 times a year. The Inspector General with the city of New Orleans, and every week he came with something. Every week. It wasn't like boring or we had to kill time or let's rehash something old. It was New Orleans. It's the Office of Inspector General, set up right, doing his job. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? So Jefferson Parish politicians don't want Kim Chatelain talking to the media? Really? Why? Shouldn't even be involved in the Office of Inspector General. Has nothing to do with you, Jefferson Parish Council, except they should have the autonomy and the investigative the legality, investigative skills where legally they can go and investigate, audit, get the information they need from you. You work for the tax-paying citizens of Jefferson. It's not a private job. It's a public job. You were elected or you were appointed or anointed by someone who was elected. The Office of Inspector General, you should have no say about it, nothing to do with it. And whenever they ask for something, give the information yesterday. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday. Are you beelining across the lake? Why don't you call Trey Yen right now? 984-626-4476. 644-76. Fire in a big to-go order and get curbside delivery. They literally walk it out to your car at Trey Yen. Better yet, North Shore folks, South Shore folks. They're at the foot of the causeway in Mandeville. Chinese cuisine tonight for dinner. Dine in, Trey Yen in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated. We're here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Come experience the best Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive. They're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30, and they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, in your transmission, we do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lord and Kenner.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Roll call.
Kenner, Metairie, Harahan, River Ridge, Algiers, Gretna, Harvey, Terrytown, West Wego. We got you covered.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. A wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Mark Romig, part of New Orleans his entire life, very civic-minded. New Orleans and Company. He joins us live on the program. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, Corey. Happy holidays, buddy. Merry Christmas.
2 weeks out, man. Can you believe it?
I know. I haven't even begun my shopping.
Yep, I can relate, man. Sometimes it's like 48 hours out, sadly.
How's your mom doing?
She's doing great. 93, still drives, mentally sharp. I'm lucky.
Mine too. Mom is 92, and she does daily mass every day at St. Agnes.
That's fantastic, man. Yeah, my mom goes to St. Pius at least a few times a week.
Yeah, it's great to have parents, huh?
Yep. No, thank goodness, Mark. Especially as we get older and they're still around. It's kind of amazing.
I know.
Yep. Hey, speaking of, everybody's getting older. The news that I read today, am I right to read that is you're kind of taking yourself out of the full-time role and going more into a kind of consulting role with New Orleans and Company? Is that fair to say?
You know, that's a good way to put it. What I think, first off, I'm not using the R word at all. It's not a retirement. I'm going to be 69 in January, and I thought it might be time for me to a little bit. But the New Orleans and Company team, led by Walt Leger and Alice Glenn, they've been so supportive of my desire to kind of move into a role of sort of and I'll call it a senior advisor role, where I can do some specific projects. Work on the clock, more of a part-time basis. But also what it does is it allows some other folks in my office to grow and to move up into some senior level positions, which is so important to me. I've been mentoring people all my career, and this gives me a great joy to see people grow into to the new role. So, yeah, I'll step away from the day-to-day management of the marketing and communications team. They'll be led by very competent individuals, and I'll be able to kind of pick and choose some projects, but specifically work on things like Sail 250, which is the 250th version of Independence tall ship program. We're going to have a number of tall ships coming into New Orleans in May of 2026, and so I'm going to put some effort and time against that. I'll still do some spokesperson work. I've got my volunteer work that keeps me very, very busy. I sit on the board of a bank that keeps me busy as well, and I just want to enjoy life in these another 50 years I've got left. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. I like the 50-year thing. And I guess 10 Sundays in the Dome every year, right?
Yeah. I'm
11 some years. 11 some years.
This is my this is my 12th year as stadium announcer for the Saints. And it's been a joy. Dad, as you know, my dad very well, like he worked with your dad, Phil Johnson, for so many years in broadcasting. I so enjoyed doing that work. And, if I could do it as long as my dad did it for 44 years, never missed a game. I think I'll be 102 years old when I can match his record. But, we'll see what happens.
Keep grinding, Mark. Everybody'd like to see it. 102.
I'm trying. I'm still doing that. I still have more restaurants in New Orleans that I haven't gotten to yet. And so I've got many more years of that happening.
Yeah, I came up with a list the other day. I've been to all of them. They're on my top 10, top 20 all-time favorites list. Hadn't been in like 6 months, a year, even 2 years. And I started chipping those off the list. I hadn't been in like over a year to Mr. B's. We went there the other day. This just some places like that.
Yeah. I've got to put Vincent's back on my list on St. Charles Avenue. It's been a while since I've done that. We go to the Rib Room at the holidays on December 24th with the family. So we'll take Mom there. It's like naming your favorite child. I can't do that. Commanders, Antoine's.
It's endless.
I love and sandwich places. I love Parkway Bakery. I mean, there's just so many places.
And Mark, that's one benefit we get. I mean, you work with New Orleans Company. You understand tourism and conventions. I get Michael Hecht on Fridays, and we always talk about how New Orleans punches above its weight. Not one, but two major pro sports teams. Canal Place with Saks Fifth Avenue, Rubenstein's with $3,000 Canali suits, Adler's, whatever it might be. There are a lot of things we have that, a city of 380,000, a metro of 1.2 million would not have. Conventions and tourists help us punch above our weight.
Yeah, we've got interesting swing of things that we've been through. If you go back to Taylor Swift, Bayou Classic, New Orleans Bowl, Sugar Bowl, 3 major citywide conventions, including the National Automobile Dealers Association, which will come here in January.
Yep.
Then, of course, Super Bowl, which is 60 days away.
Yep.
And then, of course, the Mardi Gras, which no one does it better than we do. And then the hits just keep on coming. The important thing here is, I believe, is that we message New Orleans as a destination that fits every price point, but also every type of traveling group, whether it's families or the couples coming in, or the corporate executives, or the associations and conventions, or the special events like we have with Super Bowls and concerts. We do it better than anyone. I just traveled from Thailand, where I experienced the most hospitable people, and they reminded me of the type of and service and as we do here in New Orleans. And I'm as you are, from New Orleans. I love promoting my hometown. I know we've got our issues, we've got our challenges, but we've got to look at how we can always make it better. And so let's.
Mark Romig's with us from New Orleans and Company for a few more minutes. You just rattled off the list. Throw in French Quarter Fest, Jazz Fest, Zurich Classic. The next 120, 150 days, it's like $2-3 billion in economic impact for the city.
You're right. I'm glad you mentioned Zurich Classic. We've got Rory McIlroy coming back. He and his partner won the tournament this past year, which was huge. International coverage. The fact that they're coming back, the tickets are selling at a brisk pace. Most of the VIP or suite level sales are going so well. that's going to be a wonderful series of days at the TPC of Louisiana. So people need to put that on their calendar because it's not only good golf, but it's just a good atmosphere. You got music, you've got great food, a lot of great people watching, and that's sandwiched in between French Quarter Fest and Jazz Fest. And we also have 2 Navy ships coming in from France that week as well. So there's going to be so much activity in New Orleans as we get into the springtime. And as you know, that's our festival season. So whether it's the Tennessee Williams Festival or you've got the wonderful work that the people that do from French Quarter Fest, Jazz Fest, of course, it's just the hits just keep on coming, as I say.
No, there's no doubt. And you mentioned something like all the ones we mentioned, they're big. The citizens get involved. We get it. The automotive convention, I think it's like 25,000 dealerships, not 25,000 people, 25,000 dealerships, right?
Yeah, the National Automobile Dealers Association choose wisely when they go to a city that can support all of the events, not only through the convention center, but all the corporate parties that occur. And they've chosen New Orleans, so they'll be here with us in January. And we couldn't be more pleased. They're great partners. They bring a lot of spending. When convention delegates come to New Orleans, they're normally spending about twice as much as a regular visitor, which is great for the people, the men and women that work in the industry. So we're excited for them. And, you know, the convention business is so important. It's very competitive. But with the renovations that have been done to the Memorial Convention Center, we are, you know, we're again punching above our weight class. We've got a world-class facility there, as we have with the Caesars Superdome, and I know they're working on upgrades to the Smoothie King Center as well. So we're good to go. Plus, you know, there's so many other things that we can feature about New Orleans, whether it's the work that's being done at NASA, the number of high elements of education that are occurring, the universities that we have here. It's all been very positive, and we love to tell the story.
Hey, Mark, you mentioned 3 big conventions. What are the other 2 besides the automobile?
We had the nurses group that was in. We also had some pharmaceutical groups. A lot of them, and I can send you the calendar when I get off the phone. But again, our sales force is working around the country, competing with other cities on a regular basis with us all the time for business, as well as Orlando, and Las Vegas, and San Diego, and Chicago. But you know, people are finding that New Orleans offers so much more. You've got the museums, you've got the food, you got the music, and you've got the great facilities. That's why we keep saying that we are truly built to host.
Yep. And the weather too. Hey, real quick, that hotel, the Omni, the part of the convention center, 1,000 rooms, that's going to be coming our way soon?
Yeah, they're working on that project. I don't know the final status, but the intention is that we would build another convention center hotel that anchors what you have currently with the Hilton and, of course, the Sheraton and the Marriott. This is what our competition is doing. It provides not only more rooms and facilities, but also more jobs, which is important for our economy.
We missing anything, Mark?
We're missing, we're always want to see more business, more good business to help our community grow and to provide us the tax dollars that we can use to provide our services. So again, tourism is a component of our economy. It's not the only component, but it's an important one, and we want to do everything we can do to support the spending that comes here as opposed to another city.
Hey, Mark, thanks for all you do for the city all these decades, and congratulations on your new role coming up at New Orleans and Company.
Thank you very much, Corey. I appreciate you giving me time to chat with you tonight. Merry Christmas.
Yep. Merry Christmas. That's Mark Romig, New Orleans and Company. Great New Orleanian, very civic minded. Got to love that guy and his family. The whole family's like that, just pro New Orleans. Thank goodness. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Lebanon's Cafe's open till 9:30. 7 days a week. They open at 11 a.m. They go till 9:30 at night, and they're open throughout the day. Outdoor dining, indoor dining, big green awning under the oak trees right on the streetcar line, lamb chop, shish kebab. You got to love Lebanon's Cafe. Open till 11:30. Get over there this afternoon, tonight for dinner. Like I said, wide open Wednesday. Corey Johnson with you. Hey, real quick, best quality, best price, best selection. You know I'm talking about Rouse's Market and open at 7 a.m. They don't close till 10 p.m. Sundays too. I was at a Rouse's at like 9:45, 9:50 on a Sunday night. Best quality, best price, best selection, and convenience. Tastes like home. Your Rouse's Markets.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Ooh, la, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Leidenheimer French bread. The Port of New Orleans is the economic engine that moves we use each and every day. Rail and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here. Delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. A magazine as unique as you.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
We love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. Neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. The last lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This technology, smooth application, and long durability. More, your New Orleans paint store.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning with 2 with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue, Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Don't litter. Corey Johnson back at you. Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program. The mayor, City of New Orleans, a.k.a. LaToya, the Destroyer, a.k.a. Junket Cantrell, heading to Los Angeles for about 4 days for an anti-Semitism convention. You know, y'all, knocking the Jews, that ain't right, y'all. I'm going to go to L.A. to discuss. In other words, the mayor is going on a taxpayer-financed Los Angeles vacation to home, where she's from. By the way, that convention is in Beverly Hills. Old OLE, old Junket Cantrell, living up to her name. Mexico City, Rio, Barcelona, now Los Angeles, all in about the last 6 weeks or so. Mexico City, Rio, Barcelona, Spain, Rio, Brazil, not like Rio, Texas, and now Los Angeles, Beverly Hills. You know, affluent, rich, wealthy Beverly Hills. Junket Cantrell, living up to her name. You can kind of do that legitimately, like live like rich or wealthy folks for a night, for a weekend, for a week, by staying at the Grand Victorian, a historic garden district mansion meticulously renovated, designed by renowned architect Thomas Sully back in 1893, over 130 years ago. You want to stay somewhere special in New Orleans? In the Garden District, on St. Charles Avenue, on the streetcar line, the Grand Victorian. GVBB.com to book a room. GVBB.com, Grand Victorian Bed Breakfast. 4 letters, GVBB.com, the Grand Victorian. Staying in New Orleans in grand fashion at the Grand Victorian. That's Blue Boy. Tomorrow's already Thursday. We'll see you right here, 4 p.m.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.